Hello students, today we are going to continue chapter 1 Resource and Development. In this video, we will discuss the topic Soil as a Resource. Soil is the base of terrestrial life supporting system. If this layer on the surface of the earth disappears, all the life, plants, animals and humans cannot possibly survive. So, we see that soil is the most important natural resource. It is medium of plant growth and supports different types of living organisms on the earth. Therefore, soil is a living entity as it contains bacteria and other organisms. It takes millions of years to form soil up to a few centimeters in length. So, the mixture of disintegrated rock material comprising mineral product together with decayed organic material and living organism is called soil. So, children, how is soil formed? Children, the rocks are broken down into fine parent material by the process of weathering by agents such as wind, water, heat, cold, ice, etc. Many factors affect the formations of soil leading to different types of soils. What are the factors affecting soil formation? There are 5 such factors, namely climate, topography, time, plants and animals, and parent material. Now, let's see how each factor affects the soil formation. Parent material. It determines color, chemical properties, mineral content and permeability. Next is climate. Without climate, weathering cannot take place. Climate has different effects of different types of rocks. Through temperature and precipitations, it affects rate of weathering, decomposition of organic material as well as the type and kind of vegetation in the area. Next is biota. It affects the rate of humus formation. The decayed matter also increases chemical action and lends color and texture to soil. Next is topography. It includes altitude, relief, slope as well as the directions with respect to sunshine and winds. It determines accumulation of soil. Next is time. Soil formation is a time consuming process. Therefore, rate of development of soil may greatly vary. It determines the thickness of soil profile. Let's have a quick look at the compositions of soil. First, 45% of soil compositions consist of minerals. Next is open space in soil contains 25% of air and its gases like carbon dioxide, oxygen and nitrogen, and also 25% of water. Thirdly is out of 5% of organic matter in soil, 1% consists of organisms like bacteria, etc. On the basis of color, thickness, texture, age, chemical and physical properties, the soil found in India can be divided into 6 major types: alluvial soils, black soils, red and yellow soils, laterite soils, arid soils and forest soil. Alluvial Alluvial soil is the most fertile and widespread soil found in India. It is formed due to the deposition of fine silt called alluvium by the rivers. It is found in the northern plains, Gujarat plains and the coastal plains. It consists of sand, silt and clay. It is divided into khadar and bhangar. It contains soil nutrients such as potash, phosphoric acid and lime. So it is fertile and good for the growth of sugarcane, rice, wheat and pulses. It should be noted that alluvial soils of Gangetic plains are rich in humus because of vegetation found in the upper reaches of the rivers. Since alluvial soils are transported by rivers, soils in upper parts are coarse, in middle parts they are medium grained and in deltic regions fine grained. Children, difference between khadar and bhangar is very important question. So let's see how to write the answers. For bhangar, bhangar is the largest part of the northern plain and is composed of the oldest alluvial soil. For khadar, the flood plains formed by younger alluvium are called khadar. For bhangar, second point, they lie above the floodplains. They resemble terraces. For khadar, the soil in this region is renewed every year and is highly fertile. For bhangar, the soil of this region is locally known as kankar and is composed of calcareous deposits. For khadar, this region is very suitable for intensive agricultural activities. Now, next we move to black soil. Black soil is also known as regur soil, derived from Tamil word regura. Regur means cotton, so it is the best soil for cotton cultivation. Most of the Deccan is occupied by black soil. These soils are developed in situ, basaltic rocks of Deccan Plateau. They are also known as lava soils or volcanic soils. It has high water retaining capacity. This soil is sticky when wet and shrinks when dry. Self-flowing is a characteristic of the black soil as it develops white cracks when dry. It is rich in iron, lime, calcium, potassium, aluminium and magnesium. It is deficient in nitrogen, phosphorus and organic matter. Its color varies from deep black to light black. It is mainly found in the Deccan Trape regions of Maharashtra, Gujarat, Madhya Pradesh and Chhattisgarh. Now, next is red and yellow soils. It is seen mainly in low rainfall area. It is porous, friable structure. There is absence of lime kankar. It is deficient in lime, phosphorus, manganese, nitrogen, humus and potash. It has red color due to diffusions of iron in crystalline and metamorphic rocks. The lower layer is reddish yellow or yellow. Textures varies from sandy to clayey and loamy. Wheat, cotton, pulses, tobacco, oilseeds, potatoes, etc. are cultivated in these soils. It is found in Tamil Nadu, Karnataka, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa, Chhattisgarh and Jharkhand. These soils are less fertile because they lack in organic, phosphoric and nitrogenous contents. Next is laterite soil. Its name is derived from Latin word later, which means brick. Laterite is reddish soil mostly found in the tropics. It is formed as a result of leaching away of siliceous matter due to alternate dry and wet conditions. It can be said that laterite is a product of weathering. Now, children, leaching is the process by which nutrients in the soil are washed during heavy rainfall, which reduce the proportions of lime and silica. Because of these characteristics, the soils are not rich in nitrogen, potassium and organic elements. However, crops are still cultivated with the help of manuals. Coffee, rubber, cashew and topeka are cultivated in some parts of Deccan Plateau regions. These soils are found in parts of Maharashtra, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu and Kerala, as well as in the hilly areas of Orissa and Assam. The acidic nature of these soils makes them coarse and crumbly in character. Next is arid soil. They are seen under arid and semi-arid conditions. They are dry and form of loose particles. They are immature soils because of the characteristics of parent material. It is alkaline in nature because of lack of rainfall to wash away the dissolved salts. On the other hand, the soil is formed as a result of mechanical weathering of rocks. These soils are found in Rajasthan, southwest Punjab and Haryana. Next is forest soil. Forests are formed in the forest areas where sufficient rainfall is available. The soils vary in structures and textures depending on the mountain environment where they are formed. They are loamy and silty on valley sides and coarse grained in the upper slopes. In the snow-bound areas of the Himalayas, they experience denudations and are acidic with low humus content. As the soils are not well mixed, they are not well developed because of larger pieces of rock found in the soil. Its water retention capacity is low. The permeability reduces the fertility of the soil. However, the soils found in the lower valleys are fertile. Fruits plants like apples, cherries, apricots, palms and other plants of medicinal value grow well in these soils. In the northeastern states of India, tea plantation is also done in these soils. Now, next topic is soil erosion. Children, what is soil erosion? Well, removal of topsoil from one place to another by natural agencies is called soil erosion. It is caused by running water and wind. Deforestation, overgrazing and unscientific agricultural practices are responsible for large-scale soil erosion. Two types of soil erosion, gully erosion and sheet erosion. What is gully erosion? Children, the rainwater when moves down on an uneven land scoop away the soil and form deep channels called gullies. This type of erosion is called gully erosion. Next is a land which is broken into many small parts by the gullies is called bad land. A bad land is unfit for cultivation and for other economic activities. Children, you can see this is a gully and this entire area is a bad land or ravine. Next, we move to sheet erosion. Sometimes water flows as a sheet over large areas down a slope. The water takes away the topsoil. This type of erosion is called sheet erosion. Next, we move to soil conservation. Children, what do you mean by soil conservation? Well, soil conservation means preservation, protection and efficient use of soil. Soil conservation friendly farming techniques include contour, plowing, strip cropping, terracing and shelter belt. In contour plowing, farmers flow across a slope along the line of the field in circular manner. The flowed soil forms ridges which help to slow the flow of rainwater. In terracing, wide flat rows are made in a steep-like manner. It resembles a staircase with larger steps. The terraces hold rainwater and prevent soil from getting washed down the slope. Large fields are divided into strips. Strips of grass are left to grow between the crops. This breaks up the force of the wind. This method is called strip cropping. Planting lines of trees to create shelter. With this we come to an end of the chapter.
हेलो दोस्तों, हमारे इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करने के लिए यहाँ क्लिक कीजिए। थैंक यू।